Call the meeting of the Newbury Historical Commission to order April 13th at time 7:11. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, everybody grab your minutes from last meeting, review those.
I've read them already.
So, notes on correspondence.
Notes on correspondence.
Minutes.
Yep.
The second line, it says, Jan resent to everyone. That should be resent hyphenated. R-E-hyphen-S-E-N-T, as opposed to resent.
I'm still trying to find it.
Second line down, notes on correspondence, number 1.
You're right.
Jan resent.
Oh, I'm up here in correspondence, sorry.
I see I would go right over that, but you're right.
English major.
Yeah, I know. It's the difference. You see that totally.
My parents' money wasn't wasted.
See, that's one of those things spell check doesn't. Okay.
I didn't find anything else.
I feel too.
I found a whole lot before I revised it.
I didn't fit.
Any other corrections, additions, or omissions?
None.
Hear a motion to accept as corrected.
I move that we accept the minutes of the March 9th meeting as corrected.
Rich, and second.
Second.
Second on the lawn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Done. Okay, everybody should have treasurer's report in front of them.
Okay, well, not much has changed. I got the update here on the 20th of March. I'm getting them regularly now, and I get all 3 accounts without asking, so this is great. Anyway, the numbers pretty much haven't changed. We're still planning on putting the porta potty out on May 1st, because that's when the field fills up, and it's just, we've been doing that every year. And in doing that, we're looking at about $332 for the rest of this fiscal year, as far as costs go.
Completely reasonable.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they went up a little bit, but not much. They've been holding the prices pretty well. Because there's a big shortage of these apparently. And
Really?
people have just really cranked the price up. Yeah. So anyway, so we have, in effect, when you take that into account, about $700 left to spend this fiscal year, so June 30th.
Is that the same one we had from last year too, like the nice big one?
Yeah, yeah,
Fabulous.
yeah, that's all they have, actually, that's why I like that.
And you were going to get flags or flags?
I'm going to, I haven't yet, I'm gonna order a couple, I haven't done it yet, but I will,
Right.
yeah. I do have one comment, though. I don't know if you want to cover that now, but this book, which everybody might want to take a look at, which documents the restoration of the schoolhouse,
Right.
right, documents it. The estimated cost of scanning it was $350. That was about twice what I expected, so I didn't go ahead and have it done. I wanted to get you guys to say
So
we want it, because
the goal is
it's
to have it digital, right? Because we want to
we
have.
would have digital, but the pages are all different sizes, and so they've got to be scanned, and, and some of them are like this, and then they have to be
Yeah,
put down
sized.
and on a page that they will fit on in order to hit print. And you're going to have a combination of 11 by 17s and 8.5 by 11s. So you won't be able to take the document and hit print, because paper is going to change. So I haven't figured out exactly what to do on that. And we can make a single PDF, so you're looking at it electronically and you can read it, no problem. But part of the cost still is that somebody's got to do that with each of these systems. They've got to be
Yes.
taken out of this thing, they've got to be scanned, and then the version has to be dropped down into an 11 by 17 to fit that, and then you go on to the next one, put back.
Where are we
Anyway,
having
they're
that
actually-
done? Is that the same place we have everything printed
Yeah,
and scanned and stuff?
yeah,
Right.
yeah. She said if it was just scanning a document, and I gave her a stack of paper, you just
Right.
scan it. But every one of these pages has to be taken out of the plastic and put through. Some of them are 11 by 17, and then there's about 5 of them in here or more that are literally square and about this big, so they're folded in quarters.
Gotcha.
So I'm just wondering if you should take a look at it before we do that. So this won't take into account any printing. So any printing of the documents will.
So
we'd have to
that's
get a
solely
separate
for
bid.
scanning. If we wanted a second copy, then that would be additional. Is that what you're
If we
saying?
wanted a first copy. to
Right,
print,
right.
yeah. All they're gonna do is scan it. So I'll get a flash drive with this on it. I'm gonna ask them for a flash drive with every page as an image. And then I'm gonna ask them to put that into one PDF file. That's so that we could sort the pages by 8.5 by 11 and 11 by 17, and somebody could print these and then hit print on this bunch, and they would just have to collate themselves and staple or do something to it. So I'm gonna get it in both ways.
I mean, I definitely think it's worth digitalizing it.
Yeah,
Let's get
I mean,
into
it's,
business.
yeah, I was just
Yeah.
surprised.
Yeah, well, everything's.
So we're
ridiculous.
looking, and then, if you're gonna print a couple copies, you're probably looking at $400, $500.
All right, I wrote that down on the new business. We'll come back, we'll swing
Okay,
back.
okay, that's
around
what,
to that.
okay. I could pass this around to, you could just scan through it.
Okay, any errors or omissions, treasurer's report?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't finish the treasurer's report yet. Gifts and donations hasn't changed. Special article fund is exactly the same as it was before. So, right now, we have 712. If we scan this, we could take this out of that money pot. So I think we could get all the copies, the scanned and all the copies that we would probably want
Done.
laying around within that budget. I don't think we want to spend it to zero right now, because it's only
How much are
April.
flags? Did you say flags? How much are flags? Like are those?
65.
Oh,
I was gonna say 50, 60 bucks a piece.
I
Yeah.
just bought one of 65.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
And that's the big one,
That's for
The
the
Newbury.
town flag.
the Newbury flag.
Yeah. Oh, the town flag is that much. I don't remember paying that much for the,
Well, the town flag
The
was
American
small,
flag,
was
this-
No,
smaller.
it won't.
yeah.
This is a really big flag.
American flag is readily available. This,
Well, I get, they're both the same size that I get.
yeah, but the town flag is hand sewn.
Yeah, right.
So it's gonna be way
That's why it's
more
more, yeah.
expensive.
I mean, we can also get a
than-
nice.
So we're looking at maybe 100 for the two flags. That's-
Yeah.
yeah, I just have it. I'll get it though, because it's getting to be that time. The American flag's all ripped. I gotta
Get a nice
get
new
that to the
one.
Boy Scouts.
Yeah,
or
because I
wherever
had
it
gotten
is.
the new flag for inside the schoolhouse with the, minimal amount of stars
The
on it.
43 stars or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's the one that was there. There were, I think there were 3 flags that year, 2 or 3 new states came in. And this is the one on when the school opened, that's the flag that was
Yeah.
current.
Because the one we had, I think, was ratty or something. I just remember getting one, so
All right, do I hear a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
I make a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
Second.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Website report.
Still working on it. My goal in my mind is to have it done in fully for the day. So I might need you soon to look it over because I'm sure I'll have typos. That's guaranteed. So, God willing,
Okay.
completely have it launched
Moving
and done.
forward.
Yes.
All right, let's go with correspondence.
I still need that map
Those
from
are all
you.
big hand drawings.
I still need that map from you, the final map, because I want that image so I can start putting links on it. Remember how I asked you? Remember the map?
Map.
Yes.
Which map?
The map that we have, or the big map.
Oh, the
we've
map
done?
that goes in the
Yeah, I want
in the
you to
visitors-
give me the
visitors center.
final
Oh, okay.
draft of it, so I'm
You
not
didn't
putting
have
up
that
the
in-
wrong one.
You didn't even have that in your notes.
The first one is was a question on 53 Green Street. A local developer sent us an email saying he understands the bylaw. He wanted to submit the historical commission to confirm if the existing structure is significant. Can you tell me if the commission has any previous documentation of the structure and whether any potential site-specific changes? The house was built in 1952.
Which house? What number?
53 Green.
Green
My
Street.
sister-in-law's.
Oh,
There used to be Hytron, was it, that made tubes for TVs? They actually used to make them there. That was the first
really?
factory, yeah, because you find old picture tubes
Yeah.
and even that thick glass
Yeah.
out back.
That's
So
kind of neat.
1952, it's not significant,
No.
so you can send him a note that
Well, I asked him to fill out the form on the town website. I
Oh.
sent him a copy because I didn't get one.
the information
And
sheet.
to fill in all the information, and upon receipt, I could be able to review the documents. And I said we were meeting today, so,
This was a barn?
no, it's a house.
The
Well, no,
house.
it was a barn
It was a
right.
barn, but now it's a house.
Oh,
with a factory attached to it. Yeah, they made it into a house.
No.
And
Okay,
actually,
so
the barn
we'll just-
wasn't made into a house until the
Shift that to unfinished business then.
Okay.
Okay, next piece of correspondence.
Oh, Chrissy put a hold on Chrissy is the assistant for the inspectors and conservation. She put a hold on the current repairs that were being done, so she called me and I said, no. It's the solar that we want to
Right,
talk
yeah.
about, not the fixing the house.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So I was like, so she's
Oh,
right
15,
on, she's
15
right on
Coleman.
it, yep. she's-
15
At
Coleman.
least she's thinking.
right on it, like,
Yeah.
so I told her that we were fine, but that, and I sent them information about the restrictions, so that she has it
Yeah,
for
so
her
in case they're
site.
doing other work
Yeah.
on the exterior of
So
that
she-
building,
so
other
she
restrictions
took- she
will
took a
apply.
hold- She's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, we're glad you actually thought to do it, so that was good. So she called and told them that the hold was an error, and they're all set to go with what they're already doing, which is
Contractor should know.
Yeah.
fixing.
He's got a copy of everything, so the contractor should know his restrictions.
So that was
Okay.
good though, see, we were getting a response, so that,
Good.
I thought that was good. And then I sent emails to Tim Lamprey, who's the tree warden, and James Surratt, I put them both on the same little memo, who's the DPW director, and said that we were asking about the tree that was being marked for remove, down at the schoolhouse.
Yeah.
And if it was being removed, we wanted it replaced. And then I also asked James if he could get the road graded for us.
And they did a
Yeah,
great
they already
job.
did
Oh, they
it.
did it?
Good.
Yeah,
Yay.
they did great.
So
Yeah,
they
woke me up in the
both
morning, but
responded,
great job.
and
Good.
Very early.
he said, Jim, we took care of the road today, and we'll be taking down the tree in a couple of days. So then I
It's
asked
gone.
about
The tree's gone?
the tree that was being replaced, and Tim sent me information on it, and, because he knows how we were about, with the upper green, about trees. So he told me it's a common hackberry tree that grows well in most soils, and it's native.
Is it more than 3 feet tall?
Does it, it actually produces
So,
berries?
so it lives.
Well,
That last one that
did-
went in is just, it was too small to be on
I've never
its
heard of
own.
that. Has the other trees that they put in around look like they survived?
There's only, well, the first
No,
one
the
that
first
they
one
put in
didn't.
over by Etheridge's house
Yeah.
is dead.
It is dead.
And they replaced it with another one now. And
Okay.
that's got a water bag, that'll help. Or it did the last time I saw it.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that's the
But-
problem.
But
There's
it's
no
still
water
only
down
this,
there,
it's only
you
this
know.
Yeah.
big. It's got no,
Yeah, well,
Right.
he didn't tell me what height the tree was gonna be, so.
Yeah, they're not gonna put in
What's a
15 or 20-foot trees,
no, but
unfortunately.
come on, how about 12?
I don't know.
And it's native?
I looked it up, it looks like a tree. I mean, no,
Well,
I
that
mean,
part's
it's not like a maple leaf or an elm leaf, it just looks like, you know, your average kind of tree, so.
Big.
But Tim knows how hysterical we got with the upper green, where they were gonna try to put all these stupid trees that don't live here.
Right.
And not only that, that they're not native, so there's problems with them for the same reason. So he was, you know, involved with that whole thing on the Upper Green Advisory
Well,
Committee.
hopefully we don't have a drought this year. like
He
last year.
knew exactly why I was asking,
Trees I've lost.
so.
No.
I have peonies coming back, which I thought
So
were
do you have to
definitely
reply
dead.
back to him? Or,
I'm very happy.
No, I thank both of them for getting back to us right away,
Yep.
and we appreciated the information.
so that it's go, they're just gonna do it?
They're gonna do it, well, they were gonna do it anyway. but-
Tree's gone.
Yeah, he's,
They brought a lot of gravel in, and the road there they did a good job.
Yeah, and I also, nothing to do with us, but I also contacted about the dump, the exit coming out of the
What do you mean?
transfer station.
Yeah.
Was like
Oh, yeah, they
lethal.
patched that also. yeah.
I called
Oh.
about that too. I said, you know,
I never go down there.
so that's already fixed. So that was good. So we're on a
You don't
roll
make any
with the
trash?
state. with
Well,
the
we do, but we just
in-house
have
stuff, yeah.
Mellow pick it up.
So we
Not
got
big
an
down.
email from Jennifer Doherty about the historic preservation plan for the state. And they wanted feedback of it. And it's ironic because this is almost the same thing like that we got with that Excel spreadsheet with so many items listed under so many things, so. I believe I sent it all to you guys, but they wanted to know if we had any comments, which I'm sure probably, you know, they know better what. Just building capacity, documentation and protection, housing and economic development, sustainability, resiliency, public outreach, and education. So they're forming that. We just got an email from Jennifer Reed, who has, they live at 7 Parker, which is, we just call it the Atkinson House. Right?
Parker?
No, Hanover is the address.
Hanover, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, yeah, they're working on something, that was something else, sorry. This is 7 Parker, which is the other one.
The
Noise.
noise.
Noise, yeah. So they wanted to know if we have any historical information on their house, and if we know when the outbuildings were made, or placed there. So I'm like,
There's only one newer barn, right?
no, there's a couple of things back there, but I didn't know if there's some way to find that out. I have no idea.
I mean, other than looking at old maps and seeing
When
if
she said the
they're
Sanborn,
drawn, right?
they was searching for Sanborn maps to understand where the outbuildings may have been, but to no avail.
Yeah, she said, I don't know any Newberry Sanborn maps.
Well, they're probably out there. I have to look. I have emails from people on stuff.
Sandberg, aren't those the fire map?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
insurance maps.
Yeah, insurance.
Jack found them from the mill.
Yeah, there's gotta be some, it's just a matter
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
where.
if they're all there.
I mean, I can look up to see, somebody sent information, I think in the Mass His Press once or something, and I
believe-
wrote the information down, so,
Ask Jack where he found the one. If you don't know where to look it up.
And those are right around 1900.
I think I had to go to Boston to get mine.
Really?
And
Pretty
Newbury,
sure.
the
To the
Stratford
waterfront.
Society
Newburyport.
only has a
Went way-
few
went way back.
in the Newburyport.
yeah, they're out there. Somebody put something on the Mass His Press with a, I think they even put a, a tag to go into another website. The website it's somewhere like in the federal government or some, national
I
something
I
that
think
has certain ones.
Currier does a big piece, I think, on that property, because that was actually part of the green, the upper green at one time. It was actually sitting on the green, that house was, when it was first built.
They moved it?
No, they filled it in with houses.
Oh, that makes
Sense.
sense. That makes
They
sense.
shrunk the green.
Yeah, it shrunk the green. So Currier, I really think gets into that, just a good description.
Okay.
I'll look around, but I think any of the resources that are listed on our website, they could look them up as easy as we could.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I think some people don't even,
Try.
I have an
No,
old
no,
map
they
of
don't
the
even
upper
see
green,
it.
too.
Yeah.
so, and a lot of times I
Hold
just tell them that too, but.
I have an old map of the upper green that I could look at too. I have
But
never blown it up.
we need the upper green, not the lower green.
Upper, did I say lower? Upper.
Oh, you do, upper?
Yeah,
Okay, well,
yeah.
I know you're working on the lower green, that's.
Yeah, yeah. No, but I've got one of the upper green that's old. But, and it's got houses on it, but I don't know if it has the outbuildings. I'd have to look. I can't remember.
Okay, well, if anybody
Check it out.
finds anything,
I'll-
then
I'll look
just
at it.
let me know.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I will send her an email and give her some information, so.
Okay.
Which house is this? I mean,
When
the green looks like.
When you go down Parker Street, if you're going towards the Rotary,
Okay, going that way, okay.
so the town hall
Yeah.
behind you, it's like the second or third house in, you can't.
On
it's-
the left.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell. it's-
Oh,
Yeah,
that
the
nice one with the
apartment.
nice garage out in back of it, and a little chicken coop in the back.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
that's-
put all
yeah.
kinds of things out there now,
Okay.
but yeah.
Yeah,
And then there's like two houses, and then you're at the log cabin house there, so it's
yeah,
right there.
that's way down, yeah. Okay, I know the house. If it's not on, well, I'll send you what I've got.
Okay.
Yeah. You may just need the
And then
house.
Robin Etheridge, who's the chair of the Lower Green Historical Commission Historic District Committee, they want to have a discussion, group meeting at the Lower Green Schoolhouse, and they're asking if we have any problem with them using it, assuming that we'll be there to open it and all that.
Well,
For the
I'll be
week-
there.
The week of June 5th, and it will be open to, members of the public to come in to talk. They want to have almost like kind of like an outreach,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
informational thing.
Come
But
and
they
ask
will.
questions.
I mean, if
Have
you're
it
gonna
at
be
the
there, right?
Yeah.
And, because they were going to have like a meeting, and we're like, there's not enough room to have like a meeting there.
Yeah, we just.
But
How many
we can have
tables- how many
people coming
desks do
in,
you-
and then they'll be there, and they can ask them
I'm
the
way past fitting in
information.
those desks.
I was gonna say, when they
I
sit on-
would personally rather meet outside than have all those people bumping around into stuff in there. We'll see. I mean,
We'll see
What
the
time-
audience, there was only one person.
What time do you
our
guys
last
have the
meeting.
meetings?
You.
I know.
So,
I'm
What
always
time do you
the
guys have the
person
meetings? You know what I mean? Like, could you
well,
have
we would
it?
have it earlier. We'd have it during the day.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
just like get a bunch of chairs and just set up like on the
Or
lawn?
just everybody could just stand and
Stand
walk
there?
around.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
It
think
depends on how big the group
more than
is.
8 or 10 people meeting in there is going to be cramped.
Well, I
agree.
think what they were hoping for now is it's like if people want to come in, they're there to
Yeah.
discuss it, not
Let 'em
have
see
like
it.
at 1 o'clock, but between 2 and 4.
Like an open house
they'll
almost, so
be
people can come
available.
by?
I'd be worried about people sitting on the desks and breaking out or
Right.
something like this. People that.
Well, I'm just trying to think of like a way to, give people a spot.
But I mean,
or
if we
something.
open the back door, we can have flow,
Oh, that's a thought, yeah.
right? People
I
can
could
flow
open
in
the
and
back door.
out, so instead of them all
congregating it in.
Well, funneling into the one door on the way in or out, so we could probably
That's
do
true.
that.
When did we decide, did we move, not May, we said we wouldn't be
It's
open
June.
yet.
June 5th, he said, no,
Yeah, there you go, June,
yeah, because we open Memorial Day weekend,
yeah.
so we're gonna have to figure out when we're cleaning.
As far as I'm concerned, it's at the discretion of the committee. Whatever you want to do.
Okay, we'll do it, and if Jan is there, there'll be two of us. I mean, if you come like you normally do anyway, there would be two of us to keep an eye on things. I just don't want to see anything broken.
No, but I mean, so there's at least one person for our normal visitors. And
Yeah.
then I think if we move like one of that long trestle that's up against the school
Yeah.
house desks, it would give more space right there. If we could, even if we
Oh,
just
that's a
put it
good idea. Yeah.
outside for a little while, it's
Yeah, not in the attic.
Not in the attic.
not, we're not carrying it, so we'd be okay.
Yeah, we could just bring it out the back door. and
Okay.
put it
I will
close
send
to
him
school.
an email replying.
Okay, next.
We're, okay. So the only other thing we really need, that's big on the agenda is Coleman Road,
Let's do it.
and everything else is incidental at this point, because that's like the biggest.
We're signing this, you've got a sample in front of you, 15 Coleman Road for the Witchstone. Jan has the original copy. We all have to sign it the stone will belong to the town of Newbury, and our board will be the stewards, I guess is what you'd call it. I don't know if that means we weed whack it or not, but
It's been kept up pretty nice for the most part. It hasn't looked at least overgrown since they've started.
Well, a few people have asked me about it or something, and I'm like, if you want to go weed whack it, feel free.
Feel free. I mean,
Technically,
until you start making it a policy,
the
then
TPW,
it's out the window. If somebody does, just
yeah.
do it. Next.
so we have to sign this,
All right, let's do it.
the names on
Just
it.
pass it around. It's simple as
The names
our
on
names.
it.
Do we date it? Does it matter?
It's
This-
got a date above it, executed this day.
Okay.
This, I keep wanting to put 14 because that's my mother's birthday. It's 13th day of April. Okay. So, and we can do it this way because we're on camera.
This one.
Camera
Yeah.
is on.
Camera is on to record us signing this.
Yes.
And then we need we need a motion too.
You can make the motion.
I make a
Clerk.
motion that we accept the stewardship of the 15 Colvin Road Witches/Father's Stone. Do I hear a first?
Second. I second.
Second, on Rich. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous.
Right, that's small.
Is that not the one we're supposed to be signing?
Yeah, but she gave me 2 of them. That's all right.
Oh, do we do it twice? It's all right.
Well, because they thought we were gonna all have to go in. Who seconded?
Rich.
You want to sign the second there and underneath my signature and then sign away at the other things. And then I will sign it in front of the town clerk.
Make it official.
To make it official so she can attest to the fact that the video was made to show everybody signed it, and then I will sign in there in front of the clerk. So it saved everyone having to go in and sign it at town hall.
Who's on this?
You're
Oh,
on your
by
name.
Yeah, she put notes.
Well, that's going around, same address, 15 Coleman Road. I have from last month's minutes, you didn't happen to look at Ipswich's solar, any rules they have yet?
No, I didn't make a
Pertaining-
note to do that, I'm sorry.
You were gonna check with the Historical Commission at Ipswich to see if they've already developed a
Policy.
set of policy
Yeah.
precedents, or any other town that you,
They must.
they're on top of it.
Yeah, they've got,
Jan?
definitely have solar when you drive around.
Jan, question? Last night at the meeting, Robin said he had some kind of a document on solar panels and historic buildings. Do we have anything on that, or any copy of anything like that?
Yeah, I
Okay.
brought it to one other.
Oh, good, okay.
To another meeting that
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we,
nobody paid any attention to at the time. I'm just writing the note for signatures. So, no, I thought everybody was, somebody else said they were gonna look at something, I didn't know it was me, but I will do that. I had some information with me last week. I don't know that I still have it.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I guess I do remember you handing something out.
You have yours? I left my bag at home.
I don't know, did I give you guys this, or, well, you guys don't like me
Yeah.
giving you.
Yeah,
No, I
you
do.
did.
Yep, I remember that
I don't
one.
think you brought mine.
You weren't there.
Right here.
Yeah, okay.
I have to make copies, I guess, of some of the stuff here. So these are the samples from the National Alliance of Preservation Commissions, so.
Is that a government agency?
Well, it's an alliance. I don't think it's a government
I don't
agency.
trust any of these people anymore. Slick siding salesman.
They're from Athens, Georgia. Helping local preservation commissions succeed through education, advocacy, and training.
Doesn't sound governmental.
Doesn't sound governmental to me.
So, but it does give you reasons, historic accessories, primary elevations, gives information about guidelines for solar systems on locally designated historic properties. Shows you the 3 different kinds of them and all of that. So I thought we were gonna, other people were gonna look at stuff and then we were gonna come up with.
Maybe
We were
check
gonna
with,
come up with a sample in case it comes up.
right, I want to be prepared to,
Yeah.
I want to have it on the books. So let's look at Ipswich. Anybody else wants to research it, have at it. And probably see if Mass Historical's already done our footwork for us. See if they have any input. Because I think we ought to have it on the books now.
Just gonna, yeah, it's inevitable to hit us with something. Okay.
Yeah, I
Because
think,
then the planning board, if we had it, we accepted it, then it would be followed in things like developments and stuff. But, all right, so that continues. Unfinished business, the alarm system on the school is, they're sending a salesman down to look at the alarm, and Surratt from the facilities chief is supposed to take care of the whole thing. So that is in the works. The roofing shingles are still, got back on my desk, still turning out to be a lot more investigative work. So that will continue.
What are we going to be facing as far as ourselves go in material, in not having a cedar roof shingles?
The material will be a resin product that will look the same.
Did you
Okay,
get,
so
you
the
were gonna
big-
get
so
some
the looks okay.
samples? Did you get any
I'm
samples?
trying to, I haven't gotten any further. I just
Yeah.
been swamped with work. So I got it all in one big folder sitting on my desk. So there's one Canadian company and 3 American companies. 2 of them are on the West Coast. And just, so I gotta find salesmen and get samples and
Yeah.
and go forward with it. So it won't be Storybook Village shingles,
No.
it'll be mill cut, it will be simulated mill cut shingles.
Okay,
So, that's the goal.
yeah.
So that's the alarm, the roof. Solar panels on Coleman Road, they have not, the ball's in their court. They have not corresponded back.
No correspondence.
So, do we have anything else for unfinished business tonight before we go into new business? Oh, Lon's book. All right, that's unfinished business.
Oh, okay.
So, Lon, remind me, I understand scanning it and putting it to our website as a resource.
Yeah.
Are we gonna print this as a one copy just to have in the schoolhouse?
Yeah, we probably don't want the original in there with, and we'd want something in there, we wouldn't have to put it in plastic, because we could just print another one.
Right,
But,
so we wouldn't distribute or sell these?
oh, no, I don't think so.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, but I'm having it done, I'm having them photograph each page. And then I'm having them put them together in a, either whatever, front, back, I'll look at that when
I
I've
mean,
got
if
them
there's
all.
anything that we could turn into other postcards or, images that might be worth selling, we could always
I mean,
do that.
preservation is our job. Now, we don't, the town, Jan,
Yeah, I'm listening.
town's document preservation budget, run by the clerk's office, it's
Yes.
doing all that. Would that be applicable to this work?
I don't think so. They're doing the,
Town books?
Much
The
fancier
books.
books.
well, not
Yeah.
fancy,
Well, I mean,
fragile
fragile,
and
that's
ready
right,
to
that's fancy to me.
disintegrate, like the ear tag book, things like that. The proprietors' records that go back to 1600s, that was the priorities. All of the ones that have been done are on the town website, so you can see what has been done. And they're still working their way through, I believe, because they only have a certain, like, was it like 1,500 a year or something to do this?
Oh, I thought it was a lot more than that at town meeting.
I don't
Well,
remember.
I can't recall. I know at one
Yeah.
point, I think it was that, but it could probably have gone up because it's gone way up to do everything. So
Right, so,
there
okay.
is a list.
This would be on us, basically, is
Okay.
the thought.
Yeah, well, this is, I mean, you know,
And
This isn't-
scanned and it's preserved, basically,
I mean, this
once
is,
we've scanned it.
Right,
so.
no, I know, yeah.
but this isn't that old.
We don't have it though on a disc
No,
anywhere,
but it's,
right?
but
No,
it's the
no, but I'm
restoration,
just-
it's
it is the
restoration of an old
restoration
building.
for the-
Yeah,
Thing, parts of it, you know, it's from 1975, so,
Yeah.
don't say it's too old, I guess, because it's Gary Greger in high school, so,
Hey, it's older than me.
there you go. But I mean, it's not
Thanks.
an ancient document. This is the architect's,
But it's interesting enough,
Very
isn't it?
interesting.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
absolutely,
yeah. Oh, no,
absolutely.
that's why I wanted it. and
The only reason I
also-
didn't have it done is it was like twice what I expected, and I wanted to make sure
Yeah.
everybody saw it before I spent that
But
money.
it's a one-time cost. And
I'll,
then it's
I'll
done.
start out with
That's
a
what I
motion.
said, and it's
we can
preserved
do a
once you
discussion.
scan it.
I'll make a motion to correctly scan this bound material for the restoration.
I'll
And-
second.
And could I have the money to also print one copy?
She's writing, let's see.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
For the school. And I'll do it on heavier paper,
Yeah.
so that when we flip through, we're not, tear the pages out.
Where would you keep the original?
I don't know where the original would go.
Library.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to keep that in the schoolhouse with
No.
heating and cooling and wetting
That's
and
what-
drying.
yeah.
Okay, I'll
Okay.
make one copy, right?
And make one
One copy
copy
for
for the
display.
schoolhouse.
For
That's-
display, yeah.
If we want one somewhere else, I'll make two.
Okay, so
one
that's
to
the
start.
motion, the motion's on the floor, discussion, any further discussion before we go to second and vote?
Do we want to like say how much, estimate what the
500
copy, what a
500
copy's
top.
going to be?
500, so just give me
I was just gonna
$500.
say,
Yeah.
treasurer's discretion.
Because it's 350 plus a copy won't be 150.
Okay, so
Yeah,
if we had 2 copies made, one to keep at the schoolhouse and one for us to peruse or whatever.
Okay, that's good.
So give me a ballpark.
500.
yeah.
Okay,
See if you can
Yeah.
get it to
Yeah, it won't,
500.
2 copies won't be $150.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
That's
right.
just a ceiling of
FTE
150, or
500,
500.
go ahead.
Second on the motion.
I second.
Rich on the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And Lon, that's at your discretion about the account?
Oh, which one to put it in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll just handle all that. Okay, that's done. That's the end of unfinished business. I alerted the clerk to demolition permit for, what number, Ogle Way? Ogle Way? 6 Ogle Way. It's a Olga,
Olga.
Like a
Sorry.
woman's name, Olga.
on the island.
It's the
Oh,
second
it's on the island.
street down.
Where's that?
The corner is the Sunset Club.
Yep.
If you're going on Island, there's one street, like right there, part of their, almost like their parking lot, and it's the next street.
Oh, okay.
And it swings around, but part of it's, and that's in the back where they kept all the sand and everything for when they were doing the
The sewer.
water and sewer and everything. So there's a building back there that's evidently a town building. But I took a picture. The house is from the 1950s. It's one of the original kind of campy pictures, you know, campy
Right.
places.
So just making the board aware if we followed up on it.
Are they tearing it down and putting up a new house?
Yeah,
Situation?
yeah, so that's what I said in Conservation Commission schedule.
So that's what it looks like.
Oh, yeah, it's like one of the
Yeah.
last little tiny
Yeah,
shacks,
little-
basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
I was waiting for the people to say, ask me why I was taking a picture of their house. But
Nostalgia.
That's done.
Quick, it's bulldozers.
Rich,
Yes.
our Indian correspondent, did you
Right.
see the discussion a couple weeks ago about Indian encampment at 170 Orchard Street?
No, I didn't.
Did you see that?
Was that on Newbury Chatter or something? I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
No,
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing that either. Now I want to look it up.
Article in the newspaper?
What
No,
was the
it was on-
discussion?
at Facebook.
Oh, Facebook.
Because I read, we had talked about it in here before and also read it, but at the dam, at the mill area, there was Indian encampment there. And the story in Reverend Boylan's books, his books on tape, talked about the Indian boy coming down and throwing the big snake in the cooking pot and scaring all the women. Yeah, so that was a heavily Indian area. And that is the original apple orchard there.
Yep.
And somebody had put in the post there, you know, it's wondered if any of that whole area, if we did have any actual documents showing Indians in that particular area, in the Longfellow Farm. So,
Well, I know that, they used to, the Indians used to build fishing weirs in that part of the river.
yeah,
And they would also sort of camp out there when the shad were running, you know, so.
Neat.
Yeah.
You've seen with the Indians.
Well, the Micmac would come down as, they were raiders, because they didn't do any farming on their own. They made their living pretty much like the Vikings by raiding their neighbors. So they would come down from Maine in ocean-going canoes, and they would actually raid the native villages around here.
Have you ever seen the remnants in a river of an Indian fishing structure? They put rocks in
Fishing
and make
weir,
it like a
yeah.
funnel, like a
Yep.
little weir, and then they go over to the tight spot and
Yep.
just pick the fish up.
Yep.
Fish work their way toward the
Should do that, Park
funnel.
River by us.
Yeah, there's one out there. I think they restored it somewhere up in New Hampshire. This book I was telling you about,
Yep,
it's
yeah.
got it in it.
Neat.
He's got a chapter on that. Oh, Oh,
Yeah, give me the
I'll give it to you. I've
publication
read it. I'll
information
give
on
it
it,
to you
look.
and you can,
Yep,
The water's so high, I've been noticing all the fish ladders are actually running.
yeah, haven't seen
Like,
that in
you
a couple of
can-
years.
No, that's what I mean, I was like walking down by the bridge and it's like
Yeah.
one that has been dry forever was completely flowing. I'm like, look at that.
Okay, anything else in new business? Oh,
Central
today's,
Bridge.
Central Bridge, I have not heard back from the guy.
Okay.
So the ball's in their court. I think they were just doing the preliminary study, engineering. So it's not at a permit phase or anything else. But yeah, so we haven't done any. My 5:30 meeting today was with town council about recent changes in, I can't call it open meeting law, but we would call it open meeting law, between the SJC, the ACLU, and the AG. Doesn't really have too much effect on us. All the town department heads were called to meet with town council today at 5:30, so we could be briefed and brought up to speed in reference to public comment and public hearings. Now, at our meetings, we don't do public comment, so that fast tracks us right to public hearings, and the people's right to talk, get up and speak to the subject matter at hand. And this is from a SJC court case that happened in Southborough earlier this year, which has changed everything now. And I'll just give you the Reader's Digest condensed version is if we have a public hearing, people line up, they have to come up to the podium, and they have to stay on subject, and the chair will regulate how long each person has to speak the equal amount of time, say 2 minutes. He can decide right before the meeting, if 2 people show up, he can do what he wants. If there's 50 people showing up, he needs to have a shorter time so he can execute public comment. So what the court case was about is people getting riled up, aggravated conversations, and people just getting downright angry. And the court case says, yes, you can't stop them. So the only thing we can do as chair, co-chair, is you have to let them speak, and right down until the part where they start throwing chairs, it's the only thing we say is how long, and they
yeah, we
have to
could say 2 minutes are up.
they have to stay on topic. The minute they can leave topic and say, about that, the Lower Green, you go, no, we're not talking about Lower Green tonight. We're talking about, this house. They have to stay right on it. Can't stop them from talking. Do not shut the camera off.
Yeah.
Do not stop them as long as they're on subject. So it's really, this is a dramatic change to what these boards are used to. The whole public comment thing is a whole other thing. You see, I took notes. But we don't do public comment.
I was gonna say, we don't really, it's hardly ever people
So
even
that's
here,
other
so.
boards that do that.
So it's okay that it's not on our agenda, a public comment period, even if we don't have it.
We don't have to have one.
Really?
We can-
Okay.
If we decide to add public comment to our meetings, say after this treasurer's report, I would have to, we need to adopt a guideline, and I do
Like that,
have to adopt, we will have to adopt a board guideline for public hearings.
So in theory, can we just add it if somebody comes? Is that one of the things that for the one random time that somebody wants to come?
Yeah, like
Well, we
somebody
can
came and talked about
recognize
the pink
anybody we
house.
want.
Yeah, that's what
Somebody
I
came
mean.
and talked about
Like, it's-
Father Stone.
Where it's gonna come up to us is demolition delay bylaw.
Yep.
We have to have 2 public hearings. That's the only time we'll be doing it.
Okay, because I was gonna say, when would this really even be applicable? All right.
Yep, demolition delay bylaw, I don't see any other time we would be doing this.
I mean, the only other thing that we've ever done is that we had a couple of we had at least one round table thing, but we encouraged public comment.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's
we
not like we're
wanted
trying to-
stories, we wanted people to speak,
Yeah.
so that was a little different.
So here's a question. In the demolition delay bylaw, under the public meeting, should we have our procedure for a public meeting for public comment? Should we write it up now? That's what I'm getting at. And have it in there? Or not?
If we redo that, we'll make it part of, I don't know if we even have we don't really have, I guess we will now,
Yeah,
a guideline for running our meetings.
Yeah.
So it will be a file.
Well, then we could, then we could just reference that in there.
Right.
Okay.
So
That's easy.
if we redo that'll mean we'd have to vote on it at town meeting and all that. So if we redid the demolition delay bylaw, maybe we'd put it in there.
Well, that's true, if we change the words.
Can't change it anyway.
Good point.
So
Okay, yeah.
each department in the
Even a
town
footnote, yeah,
is doing their own, this is the thing that the lawyer wrote.
yeah,
So I'll try to put this together. It'll just be a really short blurb.
okay.
And it will be the chair's rules for this board as far as public hearings.
cool. Fun times.
That's that. Um,
Well, what was the other? I thought there were two different conditions. One were a certain kind of meeting, and another was for a different kind of meeting. And on the other kind of meeting, if during a public comment period, somebody could talk about anything they wanted during the
That's
2
like the
minutes.
selectmen's meeting.
That's select.
So that's
okay.
that's public comment and public hearing.
Yeah, right.
Selectmen have public comment, we're mostly public hearing.
Ah,
So
Okay,
public
because of
comment, you can
demolition.
talk about the trash truck dropping
Right.
trash on the street out front or something. It's wide open, it can, and
Yeah.
so it's leaving it open, and, so that's that.
I mean, because we have so many people who come to our meetings.
Yeah,
Yeah. The only time we've ever had, I think, any kind of visitations were with the Pink House. and-
Yeah.
And the Father's Day.
And the Fatherstone, because they asked to come to the meeting.
And they were
and-
pitching the Upper Green
Right,
stuff to us,
but-
but.
I mean,
They're trying to
other than
schmooze
that,
us.
when we had the demolition delay bylaws like 2015, and I can't honestly remember all the things to do with that.
your Lower Green
Done.
Space Committee,
Yep.
your chair should have either attended tonight, or there's a second one next week,
I don't know if you did or not. Yeah,
this meeting.
I hope so. I'll
As a
like,
department
I'll
head-
send them a note. There's one next week. What day? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay.
As a department head, they should have gotten an email.
Yeah. He's a committee.
It's still a town public body.
But that's
Okay.
the word you wanted, a public.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
public body's the
They're
term
not a
thrown around
department,
everywhere. Public
Yeah.
body has a public purpose with posted meetings.
but, yeah. Because there's a lot of commissions and committees, they're not town
I'll ask Robin.
employees, so to speak. I mean,
See, interestingly enough, the annual town meeting is exempt from all this.
Really?
Right? Yeah.
And then your your Republican, and Democrat town committees and stuff like that.
Interesting.
All right, that's all with that. Anything else under new business? Any more business before the board tonight?
there was, where is it? I can't find it now.
Don't think anything up. If we
Oh,
don't. What?
FYI, if anyone was wondering about the Pink House, because we haven't heard anything
Yeah.
lately, because I was out, I'm like trying to remember, there was 2 things that we're gonna be quote unquote put in charge of. One of them is the Father Stone, and the other was to be on the preservation restriction for the Pink House. And apparently, I found at a town hall the other day that the people that they were doing the land trade with, it fell through.
No.
And because this took so long, they now have to find somebody else and go through zoning all over again.
This is never gonna happen then.
Which I felt really bad, because she's such a hard
Yeah.
worker on this, and Rochelle, that I'm
That's
sure
too
she was,
bad.
they
Won't
were
be anything left of the
devastated
building
after all
by the
this.
time
Yeah,
they did it.
that's too
So,
bad.
yeah, so it's gonna just sit there and continue to deteriorate is basically what's gonna happen to it. I mean, I drive by it
Yeah.
twice every day.
I was
swear.
wondering, because I'm like, they haven't started on that.
I know,
That
I
seems
was-
so weird.
Yeah, I was gonna ask Martha, and
Yeah.
when I went in, and she, we talked about this, the Fatherstone, and then she happened to mention that, and I felt badly
I
that
thought
they
that the
put
land
so much
swap
in.
was all
I
like
thought it was a
solid.
done deal.
Yeah.
It sounded like it the last time we heard anything about it, so I just thought I'd
Oh, well.
fill in case anybody wanted to know. And just as another aside, I asked DCR if they could give me a list of conservation restrictions in the town. So they did. And my favorite part is that, see this empty column? This is the street address column. I'm like,
Thanks,
they don't
guys.
even know where they are, but they have them,
This is Department of Conservation and Recreation,
yeah.
so
I
they
was-
have
it-
preservation restrictions?
Conservation.
Conservation.
restrictions.
Conservation.
PRCR.
Yeah, yeah.
So I brought this in to Conservation Commission, and she thought I was gonna ask her for a list, and she says, "You're not gonna ask me for a list, right?" I said, "No, I was going to give you
If you
one."
want.
I said, however, and I told her, so she went on to Mass Mapper, and she went through this thing, so I can figure out, we can figure out who owns.
Where they are.
Who
I see.
owns the space, so,
Is it like, does it give you anything?
yeah, not much, but it
Look at
gives
your
you
house.
something.
Well, I'm just gonna,
Wow, that's
Yeah.
good news.
See
There's
what
3
it says.
pages. Oh, more.
No, it's,
Oh, it's one I thought
Yeah.
everybody had different copies.
no, because I happen to have two
136
extras,
Main
and I
Street.
printed mine this way so it wouldn't look like those do.
trust me, nobody,
So, but I like this,
the things I did in the 70s definitely.
so it's like
Do you see the sign on 1 Main? It says- now says, "We'll
Yeah.
build to suit"?
Yeah,
nothing.
they're obviously trying to sell that property. I don't know though, what, like,
So I'll-
I still need to
I'm
figure
gonna
out
go
who
look
owns
them
it.
all up now,
Like,
too.
is it the people that live in
Good.
front, like, or behind them?
I
Yeah.
don't think there's
Good.
anything else we can-
All right, entertain a motion to adjourn. What?
I had to scribble. Oh, they were asking last night, you might know this, just out of curiosity. The First Settlers Landing Stone, do you know about who owns
The land?
the land around it or anything?
Is it part of the road or part of the,
I think it is part of the road.
or part of the neighbor?
Yeah, like it's on the, like the sidewalk.
Yeah, I think it's town road. I'll
Well,
see what I can
yeah.
find.
Because they're gonna look, this is for the low green.
Whether to include that as a disjointed or
Satellite,
whatever
yeah.
site, you know, like
They should.
the cemeteries.
A
you can do,
non-contiguous
yeah.
monument.
That's exactly what I meant.
I love
Thanks, Jen.
Hey, I love these words. I think we're good.
Is that it, last thing?
I scribbled.
Motion to
Motion to
adjourn?
adjourn.
I will make that motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Rich on the
8:10.
second. All in favor?
Vote yes.
Aye.
Aye.